Welcome, everyone. This is Her Transition. And it's not just a podcast, it's an experience to support and help women who are trying to find out their own transitions, as myself. Her Transition is an initiative of my work with more than 10 years in a clinical practice, observing women plus 35 having challenges daily to understand the new phases of their lives. Yes, girls, we are 35 plus, and every day is a new challenge. And over here, we are going to share experience. We are going to try to understand what you are feeling that is much more than just hot flashes. It's much more than mood swings. It's maybe a phase where you must try to see day by day to understand your own transition. And this project is, of course, possible with the support of a very special woman who, since the beginning, believed in my work as Stephanie, Patricia, Gislaine, Leia, Kizzy, and two wonderful companies, so as Acceleris and Aribada, who since the beginning believed on us. And here we are going to start it actually with the two right feet. Yes, we do have a very special guest today to talk about fitness, about a legacy, and about a family. And our first guest is Kaisan Pleizier, the owner of the gym Pleizier. We are starting the first season talking about fitness, movement, as one of the most important supports for women in transition 35 plus, and myself as well. If you don't find me at home or at the office, of course, I am at the gym at least 5 times per week because it's very important to keep the maintenance of my own transition. My dear, not only a name, not only a fitness school, Pleizier is a legacy because of what your family has built. And now also supporting women who are trying to understand better their transitions as well. But first of all, I'd like to ask you a little bit about the legacy. And when we talk about legacy, of course, it's impossible to don't talk about your father.
Yes, of course.
My dear Kaisan Pleizier, welcome and thank you for being here with us in this beautiful afternoon in Amsterdam.
Thank you. I'm very honored to be here, and especially as your first guest for this podcast. And yes, of course, I'm only a part of the legacy. My father started more than 40 years ago in a neighborhood where there was not so many options for people to exercise, to become a member of a club, of a community. And he started building a community with all sorts of sports. And yeah, from there on, I grew up in this company where where people can exercise, can meet each other, can be together, and work on their health, work on their social life. So, yeah.
It's wonderful to have you here. And for the listeners who may not know the history behind the name of your father, who was Henny and how did your father understand the connection between sport and the community?
Yes, my father, he was a judoka. He trained a lot. He was also a sports teacher. So when he was still competing, he was also teaching kids and adults to train and made some money and start using that money to make his own place where people can train. So he also worked at the Belmer Bias to be a sports instructor. Mm-hmm. And he saw, especially over there, how much impact sports can have when people are like in desperate times, or they will always give you a little bit more joy, a little bit more good feeling about yourself.
And that's how he connected the sense of community and the work that he was doing as a judoka.
Yeah, and then in the 1980s, he moved to Gein, to Amsterdam Zuidoost, and there he saw like there's not really a facility to train or to come together. So we started by renting some places. He can teach judo, and it soon became very popular. People wanted more exercises, so he started all sorts of activities. Sometimes he was teaching himself. Sometimes he would ask other teachers to give some lessons. And then he started making a plan to really build his own gym.
Wonderful.
And of course, back in the days, all the gyms were about muscles, about big guys who really wanted to train. So all the finance people were like, "No, we don't want to be a part of that. It's too risky. We don't like that." And then he starts making a plan with his friends to build his own gym with as less money as possible. And then after all his plans and his hard work, he managed to build the company not as quite as big as it is now, because it was only one floor. And yeah, it was so popular. There were so many people who wanted to come and train.
And that
So
was about 30, how many years ago?
yeah, it opened in 1990. So it's almost 40 years ago.
40 years.
Yeah. And a few years after that, he managed to build 2 floors up. So we have more facility, more people who can come. And then, yeah, in about 20 years ago, he was having a talk with me. I was, almost in my 20s then. And he was like, "Yeah, do you really want to be a part of the company? Do you really like it? Do you really want to join me in this next phase?" And I was like, "Yeah, I really do." Then he was like, "Yeah, then we have to make it a little bit more bigger to have more people who can train. Then we can build it even bigger together." So we had another big change in the sports center, and now it is the facility we have nowadays, and we always keep on improving, keep on looking like, hey, what's the next thing that we can organize, and how can we not only make it about sport but also about the community. So
That
focus,
is wonderful.
focus on the people.
On the people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of also answering my second question, which is that, yeah, many people heritate the business. And few of them also has got this as a mission. It looks like you have the same mission as your father have done himself. So did you always imagine yourself continue this path? What has been the biggest challenges that you think you had on your path so far to keep your father's idea of the sense of community? Because I think this is
Yeah.
his biggest legacy so
Yes,
far.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. My father he was a big guy with a loud voice, with his strong opinion, and people loved him or sometimes hated him. And I think I as a person, I'm way more relaxed, way more for many more people, and still got strong opinions, but also I was only a few of the people who can really also sometimes steer my father, because when I get older, I got my own ideas of how to do stuff.
The generation.
And yeah, another generation
Yeah.
with social media, with younger public,
Exactly.
and also the future, because yeah, one day he's gonna say like, hey, you have to do it by yourself, and then it has to be my company, not his company. So it was like big shoes to fill, but I always tell people like, those are his shoes. I got my own ideas, my own path, seeing like what does he do and how do I want to do it, and make a great mix out of that. And now, almost 4 years ago, he passed away suddenly,
sorry.
and I still got his voice like in the back of my mind. Like, okay, when I think of something, I was like, what would his opinion be, and then make like a mix of the way I want to do it, or maybe he would give me like still advice in certain things. Yeah.
Totally understandable. So it's beautiful how to see how even passing the generation clap, you
Yeah.
still keep doing what your father has done. And that is also very personal for me because my own story with the gym actually started with my son.
Yes.
My son, as you know, is now 19, but he started as one of your students in the
Yes.
judo when he was just 5.
Yeah.
So also for me, your gym is something very a family place. It's not only the place where the community meets, but for me, it really has the sense of a family. Nowadays, not myself. It's doing my fitness over there, but also my husband and my son. Not anymore in the judo as he was used to do with you, but now with the fitness. So, what I would like to ask you about that. At some point, you identified a need that to lead in a quite special way, and how did you do the idea, for example? Because I remember in our previous conversation, you have mentioned that the ladies' gym was also an initiative of your father, no? And together with you,
Yes.
or it was the way around. You guys came with this idea. Tell me a little bit how you came with the idea of the ladies' gym.
Yeah, I think we always, coming back to the part where we have a lot of kids coming to the gym, it's more intensive, but you have to, if you want to have the future, you start with the kids. Marco is a great example. He was doing judo 15 years ago, and then once he quit judo, now he's back. He's training in the gym, and for him, it's no problem to just walk into the gym. He's used to getting there. He was there when he was a kid, but we are always try to do our plan, like how can we make the gym comfortable. And then when it comes to a lot of women, we have spoken to women, asked them why don't you come to the gym? It's important. Sometimes women give us feedback, and a lot of noises were like, sometimes it's the feeling you get when you're training. You're quite vulnerable, people looking at you. Fitness is people exercising, but also resting and looking around. Talking to other people is different than a group lessons where everybody is working at the same time. So when we get that feedback that sometimes people don't feel comfortable, not even especially our gym, but just in general, going to the gym for a lot of women is like, yeah, there's a lot of, but why? I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. And during the Corona pandemic, of course, people quit the gym. We had time to think about our strategy when we opened up again after the pandemic. So we have a fitness existing in 2 different floors. And the downstairs floor is very big. Mm-hmm. We can easily, with our customers, train women, men, all different kinds. If you want to use machines or cardio or weightlifting, and the upstairs floor used to be a little bit of a man cave with a lot of big weights, and
I remember that,
and it's kind of intimidating for ladies who, they're especially through social media and everything. Mm-hmm. Training with weights for women is getting more popular, but it was not so. A lot of women just didn't walk up there like, hey, I'm gonna do my exercise. So at that moment we were just talking about it, my father and me, and we decided to have a look at different ladies' gyms. Like, why is this such a success? Is it a success? Why are they there talking to other gym owners, talking to a lot of different women? Most of the women inside of our company, they were comfortable training downstairs, but upstairs was a little bit intimidating sometimes. So then we decided to make the upper floor only a ladies only floor, and see if there are like women who don't go to the gym because of those reasons. Maybe they will start training and doing their exercise. So first it was a little bit of a guess always when you make decisions like this, but now we can look back and see like it's a big success, because we see people also training downstairs together with the men who first would not go to the gym. They were like, no, I don't feel comfortable. And with the upstairs ladies only place, they can train comfortably. Don't get the feeling. You can discuss if it's right or wrong, how they feel, but it's their feeling. So that's why we try to
And that is a
make this
good
place.
observation point, because by creating a kind of space which it's going to make themselves feel more comfortable, it will give them the support and the confidence that a lot of women need to have this pushing of putting the fitness and the workout as their own routine. What I have noticed myself is that it's growing each time more and more. And I do use myself the ladies only department upstairs, and it's completely full. So it's noticed that a lot of women, they really prefer to stay comfortable upstairs. And do you see as well that what kind then of impacts, now that you are about 5 years with the ladies only gym, do you see really a specific impact if they are looking more in the market for more alternatives? Because now that you are in the field of the ladies only as well, that you see this difference, that women are searching for more and more women are coming to the gym nowadays?
Yes. I think in the period of the last 5 years, it started a bit slow. We did not use too many advertisement. Also, just let it work on its own a little bit, to see like we don't really want to push it, but see how it will work like naturally, and then we try to get as many feedback as possible. And just like you say, like when you come over there, it's just a nice space. The feeling is good, so you are more likely to keep on coming, because you can train one time, but then it has to be a part of the lifestyle and be there a couple of times a week, make it a routine. But when you don't feel comfortable, people, they stop coming, or they don't like it anymore. And with this place, I think we really managed to see people more often and continuing. So less retention, like people quitting, but also people talking to other people. Like, this is a nice place to train. Like I talk about the advertisement, my best advertisement is the ladies who tell their neighbor, or the other women they talk to, like, this is a nice place, because then I don't have to try to convince them. And especially me as a man, I talk a lot to my wife and ask her for advice, of course, because I can try to imagine how sometimes it feels to be a woman, but of course it's not possible.
A woman itself, it's going to tell you better than that. True. And do you have any specific advice for women who are, of course, the place where you feel comfortable, it's always going to be the first solution. I always tell that the gym has to be, if it's possible, to be a gym next to your home, because you're never going to have the excuse to, the weather is bad, most of the time in the Netherlands as well. So the weather's better today, so I'm not going to the gym, or I'm too tired. So if it's in your comfortable zone, great. If you have a specific place as a ladies only to work, even a plus, better. But do you have any other specific tip to women keep the consistency as a trainer as well, as a teacher as well? How could you advise women in transition, and especially women which are facing their transitions after 35, to do something like that?
Of course, with training like fitness, instead of group lessons, you have to have a lot of self-discipline. Sometimes that's difficult, because you can always find an excuse not to go. And especially, like you said, it's easier to be like close to home. You don't have the excuse like, I have to travel or I have to do this. Accountability, we always advise, like, try to get a training partner. If you don't really feel like going, your training partner will say like, hey, we made this appointment, let's go. And other way around, sometimes when it's necessary. But also sometimes accountability with a trainer, of course, because they will remind you like, hey, this is what we talked about, and let's go. And to have a clear goal helps. When your goal is not realistic, it will only demotivate you. We try not to look too much to the weight scale. Just sense how you feel. Do you like this feeling? Do you have a good feeling about yourself, about achieving, even going
true.
this one time. Okay, let's go to the next time, and then try to build it up. I think the first few months are the hardest. As
It's
soon
true.
as it's part of your lifestyle, you were gonna miss it if you skip it, and
And
you
of
feel bad.
course,
So
if it
I
is a
think,
transition phase, we're also going to imagine that within 5 years, every time a woman is going to feel something different because
yeah,
now we are hormonal talking as well. And just respect yourself and listen to your body, and day by day, try to do this. This is also something
yes,
I would like to add it. But I would like to also ask you, coming back to your father, if you could, your father could walk into the gym today, even if we have that beautiful big pictures and
yeah,
paintings from him everywhere,
yes,
just like yesterday, leaving the spinning lesson, I
yeah,
said, Mr. Henning, tomorrow we're going to talk about you. Give me the permission.
yes.
So, and if your father could see everything that has been built, what do you think would make him most proud?
It's of course it's a difficult question, but um, I would imagine that it was always his life, his life's work, and just me trying to continue with the best intentions there is. The most of the sports facilities you see nowadays, like the cheaper ones, or the places they just put the sports equipment in, without naming any names, they are like most of the times money based. They just think of a reason how to make their money, and the way
True.
he started the gym and the way he passed it on to me. You always want to do something you like and help other people. And of course, you have to earn some money. Otherwise, you cannot live. And it doesn't matter if you doing this or that. But it has to be first enjoying what you do, helping other people. And I think when he looks down, and he will see like we are trying. I'm trying my best. The whole team, strong team, because I can never do it alone in a company like this. We do it with so much excitement. I think this is the part he's most proud of. Yeah.
And I'm really sure he's proud of you as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yes, yes. So look back at everything that we have discussed today. What do you believe is the greatest message that we could give to these women who are facing their transitions?
I think the most important thing is that the message we want to give them is that exercising, taking care of your body, you got it in your own hands. You can always make an excuse or do something, but I think there are different levels to exercising. So it doesn't have to be like high level like you did when you were like younger. We have to adapt. We have to find a way that it works for you, and make sure that that you get the right people to help you, to get some accountability, and just doing something is better than doing nothing. Sometimes you don't have a great facility in your neighborhood, but you can maybe walk a few moments a week, build it up a little bit, see how you can do something just for yourself, because it's so important.
The self-observation.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being our first guest, Kaisan,
Yes,
today.
thank you so much. I'm very honored.
We are very happy to
Yes.
share a bit of the legacy of your father and the sense of the community and the sport, and especially to make it the women understand how they can start, feel comfortable themselves about workout, keep consistent, because this is one of the most important things, especially when we are facing the 35 plus. And for more information about our gym, you can follow their Instagram, you can see their websites. They are here in Amsterdam Southos located, and I would love to, to for sure see more of our followers and watches. That's all you hear as
Yes.
well, getting know the place Pleizier itself. And we keep going over here. And also we are going to try to update you at least every time we are here together, with some wonderful news that is happening through the world. And lovely, I will call this moment Aline News. Aline is also facing transitions herself, starting to observe the transitions that is going to happen within few years, my dear, believe me. And she is going to try to update us with some very interesting things that is happening out there in the market. Tell us, Aline, please. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for inviting me for this. I'm here today to share some news that I saw on Instagram, TikTok, or any random news. And I think it might be interesting for your listeners. I have three. The first one is super tech and interesting and innovation because it's a device. It looks like an old walk-talk because you put one earphone in your ear and there's a wire behind your ear. And it's like a device, walk-talk device. And then you can control your blood, not control, but it helps you to control the blood flow, the energy, the pain, but it's not related to any drugs or hormones. It's neural connections in your brain. So for me, it was very innovative device. Of course, I don't know if it works. I don't, right, because it's new.
Of course.
I didn't try, and it's yet super expensive. It's like more than $500.
It's kind of difficult to become popular.
Yes, maybe in a few years.
Yeah.
But I think it was super interesting to have a device that helps us without any chemical, I don't know. I think it would be amazing to have it years ago.
Technology is facing so many changes and they're creating so many things that really can support it. That's true. And what else you have for us?
The other one is the other way around. It doesn't try to diminish anything. It's the opposite. It helps you to be more productive, but taking in consideration your phases. In your menstruation phases as women. So it is a planner, a calendar that you plan yourself according to your phase, your menstrual phase. So if it is ovulating or your luteal phase, because for example, I wrote down here, if you're in the ovulation phase, you have more energy and you have more the feeling of going to fight.
Yes.
So you can schedule all the important meetings and start creative projects, new projects. And the week after, you are in the luteal phase, so you
totally different person.
Yeah, a totally different person. So then you don't need to try to be as productive as you're in the week before. You can use these weeks for evaluating everything you have done or financial plannings and etc. So you try to schedule your month, not like men does, like, I wake up every day in this almost same energy. So you plan not your week, you plan your month.
Okay.
So I think it's two different innovations, but in two different sides, directions. One is super tech and
they are both a device.
No, this is a calendar, a planner.
The second one is just a planner.
Yes, it's paper. It's very analogic. It's
totally the way around.
Exactly. It's about listening your body, not changing it. It's just listening in adapt.
So it would be a kind of creating a routine to understand every transition you have in every week of the month. Once it looks like we women face those transitions and we are, like we said, 4 different women in 1 month in the cycles of 28 days. But that really means.
Exactly.
So the most important thing is try to observe day by day how you feel. And sometimes we do want to plan and do too many things when actually if we just go step by step, we can observe what is changing in our life day by day, like we always say.
Yes, and then we stop to feeling guilty about not being super productive.
Exactly.
The weeks that we are not planning to do any productive stuff.
True. And the third one?
And the third one, it sounds silly, but it's not, because we know that this stuff is not silly. That I saw that Gymshark is launching a new collection inspired by the 2000 years. So there's no beige or brown shades. It's just pink, purple,
Wow.
orange, green, so blue. So it's very
Imagine Britney Spears going to the jeans when you say
exactly.
2000s.
It's inspired by that Bratz dolls we had it before. So sometimes the better pre-workout is a new outfit. So maybe you have like some fun going to the gym or going to the parks to exercise. Summer's coming, so I think they are launching today. That they were recording it, not launching it, but
Very
recording
interesting.
it.
I hope they go on with this idea and maybe do it also from the 90s. I'm already looking forward to
Yeah.
these highlight greens, oranges that we had in that time as well.
That is more fun to exercise,
To be
right?
honest, yes. Thank you so much for your participation today, Aline. It will be a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to be together with you in the follow episodes when possible, of
Yeah.
course. And thank you all that are here with us.
Thank you for inviting me, and I hope to have more nice news in the future.
Tell me, I'm already curious about the next ones. One of the things many women don't expect during perimenopause is how much their hair can change. We often heard about hot flashes, sleep disturbances, weight fluctuations, or mood swings. But very few people talk about the impact of hormone changes can have in our hair. And the truth is that when our hair changes, it can affect much more than our appearance. It can affect our confidence, our sense of femininity, and the way we recognize ourselves in the mirror. That is why I believe hair care should never be treated as something superficial. At Edipo Rodrigues Concept Store, Micael Souza, with more than 12 years experience, and Edipo Rodrigues himself with more than 20 years experience in the industry, understand that healthy, beautiful hair starts with understanding the person behind it. They recognize that every woman is unique and that different phases of life requires different approaches to hair care. Either you are noticing changes in your hair due to hormones, stress, or simply the passages of time, you deserve professionals who listen, understand, and help you to find solutions that truly make sense for you. Not just a salon perfect result that disappears after the first wash, but expert guidance and treatments that help your hair stay healthy, beautiful, and easy to manage in your everyday life. To learn more about Micael Souza and Edipo Rodrigues Concept Store, you can find their information in the description of this episode. And thank you, Micael and Edipo, for supporting this episode, for helping women to feel confident through every stage of their journey. And her transition, as I told you in the beginning, is much more than a podcast. It's also a community. And we do already have supporters. And of course, at the specification of this episode, you can also understand and know how can you become one of them. And maybe your next question will also be here. One of the supporters, Stephanie Dutra, just asked us if there is any specific blood test or exam that can check the perimenopause. And unfortunately, Stephanie, the answer is no. The tests that we do in labs to understand the levels of estrogen are, of course, together in observation with the symptoms that you are feeling every day, are the real ones who is going to tell you if you are entering the perimenopause or not. Observe yourself. You're human. If you are feeling different, if you have mood swings, but also how is the quality of your sleeping. If you do have difficulty to lose weight, or, of course, if you are facing things that you may think it's stress, the energy level is low, and especially your menstruation cycle. Those are the ones which we can actually evaluate and try to understand if you are reaching the transitions of your hormones. But no, we do not have a specific test to say if you are in perimenopause or not. And we do have a second question from a very special supporter as well, Patricia Souza. Thank you so much. It's about hormones. If female hormones influence near every system in the body, why does the public conversation still focus mostly on fertility and emotions, hardly over general health and longevity? It's very simple. In the old school, we used to think that the levels of your estrogens were going to influence only in your fertility. And that's why in the past, we used to have women with more difficult of getting pregnancy, especially after their 40s, which today, with technology that we have today, it's changing a lot. But we know nowadays that it is much more, and every single organ of our bodies, it's of course influenced by the level of hormones transition, of course, that we receive in those phases, the new phases of our lives. If your brains, imagine yourself, if our brains, if our heart, if our muscles, if our bones were used to receive since we were teenagers, certain specific amount of hormones, and suddenly during those transitions we are receiving step by step less and less, of course your whole body as a unit, it's going to be influenced by those levels that are changed as well. So not only about fertility, but of course by your body and your health as one. And thank you for watching us and being with us today. And of course, if you'd like to know more information about our community setting, her transitions, more information is here in the link of the description. I see you next time.